Hey everyone, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I'm taking you with me to an absolutely amazing event beyond Supersonic at the ArtCenter in Pasadena at their South Campus. This was on June 8th. Now, this facility is an expansion of ArtCenter in Pasadena. This is their South Campus, which is right downtown, and it is a spectacular, all-modern, beautiful campus in which automotive design and other arts are taught. Now, this is a really, really cool place, and one of the coolest things about this is to see the effect of Peter Mullin and the Mullin Museum on the students and the lives of the people here at ArtCenter. They were absolutely a massive benefactor for the school, and now after Peter's passing, his legacy is going to continue for years and years and years to come. And a few of the cars on display in the foyer as you walk through were vehicles from the Mullin Museum. This spectacular Lago, which if this does not inspire you design-wise, you better check your pulse. Even though this is an ancient design as far as what's happening in today's world, it's really fun to see proper art put in front of these students to hopefully inspire them to create the same for modern vehicles down the road. There's also some modern vehicles there on display. This incredible Acura race car was a spectacular thing to see. They have this car on display there. I believe this may have had some design work done by someone from the school. This Lincoln concept car was another fantastic futuristic thing. And really, ArtCenter and the automotive design department in particular has been just absolute ground zero for some of the best automotive designers that are out there in the world today. And this celebration not only brought together the work of the students that are going on during current day, but also the work of alumni of the school. And out on the street between the buildings were on display some amazing cars that were designed and built by people that were once students at ArtCenter. This Hot Wheels Darth Vader car was truly spectacular to see in the flesh. I mean, obviously they made a toy of this, but to see the real thing on wheels in the street was spectacular. What a cool looking thing. Some fun little cars just for inspiration. The BMW Isetta, of course, being a very interesting design. This particular car really grabbed my attention. This was the Ford Truss. This is a modern take on a Ford hot rod that was done by the guys at Foothill Fabrication out in Corona, California. And really incredible use of found objects as well as modern manufactured items to create a very cohesive, modern, futuristic, kind of crazy hot rod. This thing just blew my mind. Some of these pieces in the back were actually, historic or vintage pieces from aircraft that the owner dug up and the guys at Foothill Fabrication put all together. And I believe the owner of the car or some of the people involved with it on the build team here were people that were also alumni of the school. And you can see this extreme creativity put into place with this really cool conceptual hot rod. Love this thing. I just went totally nuts looking at all the details. It really struck me as being a unique piece. So bear with me as I poke through all of these details. It wasn't the only car on display, but for a good 10-15 minutes to me, it might as well be. Really cool to see this thing all put together. Some fun little details if you look super close, little markings on the pieces and stuff. Just fantastic. Anyway, also on display were the modern versions of the Myers Manx. These are the EV Manx concepts, both the regular Manx as well as the new Resorter model. Now, obviously, these vehicles have the design work of Freeman Thomas, who was an alumni of ArtCenter as well. And seeing what he has done with the classic Myers Manx design and brought it into a futuristic vehicle here is spectacular. And I think you can pre-order these cars now if you go to myersmanx.com. Some other fun stuff just kind of sitting around there. This Harley Livewire, interesting looking thing. Wild chromatic finish on that. First generation Porsche Boxster also, and the Audi TT, also vehicles that came to be thanks to alumni of ArtCenter. Loved this early Aston Martin. Really, really beautiful design. I don't know the history of this particular car and its connection to the school, but it was stunning to see it and also see it next to one of the modern Aston Martin offerings. This Gullwing Mercedes was also a cool vehicle to see. Beautiful Ferrari, such a clean and simple design, especially there in white. Acura NSX, another timeless design. That was a Toyota Serra, which is a car that was designed by Stuart Reed, one of the alumni and main people behind the ArtCenter transportation design. This Corvette concept car from 1986 was spectacular to see, part of the GM Heritage collection that they brought out to share with the crowd and the students and all the supporters of the school. Really, really cool to see how futuristic that car still looks since it was done in 1985. Another great historic supercar here, the Vector, is a spectacular looking car. Citroen 2CV, also an interesting and timeless design. Let's see, the Myers-Manx SR. This was designed by Stuart Reed, SR being Stuart Reed, or Sports Roadster, if you see what the brochure said. But Stuart designed this for Bruce back in the day. It was really cool to see that on display. This was one of the Autopia cars designed by Bob Gurr, who was celebrated at today's event as well. Really cool Japanese spec Toyota Crown. Jonathan Ward was there with one of his icon Broncos, his modern reincarnation or reinvention of the classic Bronco shape. Always so beautifully detailed, yet keeping a lot of that original style. Beautiful split window Vet. You got to have a 60 Cadillac there. I mean, this is designed at its finest, some of the craziest stuff out there. The Vector, wow, what a mind blower. That car just looks straight out of a film back in the 80s. Looks like a Tron prop. Love this Toyota Serra. That was really a beautiful car, and interesting to talk to the owner of that car. They also had some of the new shops that are being built right now for the school opened up. A little preview as to what's to come to the ArtCenter Automotive Design Department there. Back inside, that Lincoln concept car was there, surrounded by some of the conceptual models by students from the school. It's really fun to get this little glimpse into what the future of automobiles would be, because this is certainly where that stuff starts. These young students go on to get snapped up by some of the major automotive makers all around the world, and the stuff that comes up in their heads in these little workshops here eventually will be seen in some form on the road as you look towards the future. And it's also fun to see them take little hints from the past. These kids aren't just looking forward, they're looking back, and it's great to see some of the little clues of their inspirations for the vehicles that they're designing. Now, they also have a great archive there at the ArtCenter, and they had that open with a few pieces on display and a video running showing some of the work that was done there by students back in the day. And they've been doing stuff for an awful long time. They started in 1948 as an automotive design school and are obviously growing and thriving today. So a lot of interesting stuff has come from the pens of students at this particular institute. In any case, walking around, everywhere you look, there's something super interesting to see. I loved this golf cart concept there, super cool. This was super fun to me. This was a challenge for the kids, a rubber band powered vehicle challenge to see who could make one that would actually go the farthest. In this particular one here, 1.153 miles on a 16-foot rubber band power being the only source of power. Really super interesting. I love that kind of challenge, that sort of stuff. And apparently they've been doing this challenge now for quite some time. But absolutely crazy. Over a mile, 1.1 miles, rubber band power. In any case, wandering around through some of the labs and stuff, again, seeing some neat little concepts and fun stuff. Fun to see some of the anime sort of inspiration of some of these things. The craziest stuff is the stuff I love the most, of course. This was really cool, this sort of futuristic rickshaw, a robot hauling you in a rickshaw. A fusion of Japanese culture and modern technology, really super rad. Honda concepts, this was cool, some conceptual stuff inspired by modern animation. This cutaway vehicle was really fun to see, this Jaguar. You can see the outer side, the skin of the body, as well as the inner structure there. And it was really cool to look at that. I mean, you can see the design and the engineering of the inner structure wrapped by the beauty of the exterior. Some great artwork and stuff on display by the students as well. Really enjoyed that. And of course, this Bugatti recreation on an original Bugatti chassis, a passion project for Peter Mullin, who is indeed the biggest patriarch and supporter of ArtCenter in modern day. So really fun to see his name on the building and to see his legacy continue, because what a legacy it is. Parked out front, of course, a couple more interesting cars, a Tesla wrapped in black. This cool little EV scooter was a pretty neat looking thing. And there were some interesting cars in the parking lot as well. Check out this wild pink Audi. And to wrap it up, why don't we finish off with an old school Land Rover. In any case, I hope you enjoyed your trip through ArtCenter Pasadena. It was an absolutely incredible event to attend. Anytime something cool happens at ArtCenter that's open to the public, man, I want to be there, because it always inspires me to see what's going on with the students within. Really amazing facility, and also fantastic to see the legacy of Peter Mullin put into such an incredible school. So his love for the automobile will continue on for decades to come, and it's really fun to see his effects there, especially after attending the auction of many of his collection just a couple months ago. In any case, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Keep on digging them up and driving them, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.